The night visit. The clock struck 9:30 p.m. as Angela sat on her living room couch, still replaying Michael's words in her head. Her eyes were red, her heart heavy. A soft knock on the door broke her thoughts. She walked over and opened it to find Tommy standing there, holding a bottle of champagne and wearing his usual confident smile. "Tommy," she said, her voice low. "Hey, gorgeous." He stepped inside, kissing her on the cheek. "What's wrong? You look upset." Angela sighed and sank back onto the couch. "It's Michael. He said he hates me, and it's because of you. I don't know what to do anymore." Tommy placed the bottle on the coffee table and sat beside her. "Don't worry about him, babe. Michael will be fine. He's just a kid, he'll come around. I'll talk to him tomorrow, okay?" Angela looked at him, a small smile breaking through. "You really think so?" "Of course, sweetheart," Tommy said, cupping her face. "Go take a shower and relax. I'm here for us to celebrate, remember?" Angela frowned slightly. "Celebrate?" Tommy grinned. "That deal I told you about? It's final. That lady and her brother, plus her cousin, signed off. 3 companies, 5 years. We've locked it down." Angela's face lit up. "Are you serious?" Tommy nodded. "Dead serious. Do you know what this means for us? For you? This is huge." Angela hugged him tightly, her voice trembling with gratitude. "What would I do without you, honey?" Tommy chuckled. "That's why I'm always here for you, babe. Now, go take that shower. We're celebrating tonight, both in bed and over drinks." Angela laughed softly, kissing him passionately before heading upstairs. When Angela returned from her shower, she wore a silky, short nightgown that clung to her curves and exposed just enough of her glowing skin to make Tommy's breath itch. She walked over to him and sat on his lap, wrapping her arms around his neck and kissing him deeply. Tommy groaned against her lips, but gently pushed her back. "Wait, honey. Let's drink to this achievement first." Angela giggled, leaning back as Tommy poured the champagne into 2 glasses. They clinked glasses. "To us," he said with a wink. "To us," Angela echoed, taking a sip. But as the liquid went down her throat, Angela frowned. "What's the percentage on this? I'm feeling a little dizzy already." Tommy smirked. "I think it's a bit high. Maybe I should have warned you." Angela raised an eyebrow, her voice slurring slightly. "But I've had this before, and it never made me feel like this." Tommy slid closer, placing a document and pen on the table. "Babe, why not sign this now? It's part of the deal. Just a quick formality." Angela waved her hand dismissively, pulling him closer. "No, Tommy. I don't sign documents at home. You know that. I'll handle it tomorrow in the office." Tommy tried again, his tone smooth. "Angela, it'll save us time if you just do it now. You're feeling good, the deal is done." Angela placed a finger on his lips, her eyes darkened with desire. "What I need right now is you. This drink is waking something up inside me, Tommy. Come here." Before Tommy could protest, Angela dragged him closer, kissing him passionately. She undressed quickly, her body pressed against his. "Angela, wait. Shut up," she whispered, guiding him into her. Tommy gasped as she moaned, her fingers digging into his back as they moved together. The morning after Angela woke up to an empty bed. The sunlight streaming through the curtains made her squint. She stretched, calling out, "Tommy." No response. She got up and wrapped herself in a robe, heading downstairs. The sound of movement in the kitchen drew her attention. There, she found Michael standing on a stool, carefully making sandwiches. She bent down beside him, stroking his curly hair. "Good morning, my love. You're awake early." Michael looked at her and shrugged. "I wanted to make breakfast. I didn't want to wake you." Angela smiled faintly. "I'm sorry for yesterday, baby. But I didn't like how you spoke to me. You said you hated me." Michael's shoulders slumped. "I didn't mean it, Mom. I'm sorry. That's my boy." Angela hugged him tightly, kissing his forehead. "Did you see Tommy this morning?" Michael nodded, his expression confused. "Yeah, I saw him taking your fingerprint." Angela pulled back, frowning. "Taking my fingerprint? What do you mean?" Michael scratched his head. "He was holding your hand and putting it on your phone. I asked him what he was doing, and he said he needed to send something." Angela's heart dropped. "To open my phone? But he knows my password." "Are you sure you saw that clearly, Michael?" Michael nodded, looking up at her with wide, innocent eyes. "Yeah, I'm sure." Angela stood up slowly, her mind racing. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. Angela's phone buzzed on the counter. She grabbed it, unlocking it with her Face ID. A text from Tommy appeared. "Meeting investors now. Don't call me." Her hand trembled as she stared at the screen. Turning to Michael, she asked, "What exactly did Tommy say he needed to send?" Michael hesitated. "I don't know. He said it was for work." Angela's breathing quickened as she scrolled through her phone, her suspicion growing. She paused, her eyes widening as she noticed something unusual in her sent folder, a file she didn't remember approving. She whispered to herself, "What have you done, Tommy?" ###the betrayal unfolds. Angela sat on the edge of her bed, her mind a whirlwind of questions. Why did Tommy need my fingerprint? The uneasy feeling in her gut refused to go away. Just then, her phone buzzed with a notification. It was an email from Mabel. Confused, she opened it. "Angela, those documents Tommy gave you are fake." Her pulse spiked, her heart slamming against her chest. "What?" she whispered. The phone nearly slipped from her trembling hands as she quickly dialed Mabel's number. "Why are you calling me, Angela?" Mabel's voice was cold. "Mabel, please don't hang up. What do you mean the documents are fake?" There was silence for a moment before Mabel sighed harshly. "Listen, Angela, I don't work for you anymore. I sent that email because you handed me the documents before firing me. Go and ask your precious husband-to-be. The companies he mentioned, they don't exist, Angela. They're ghosts, faceless names that only answer calls and emails. Wake up. Mabel, please. Enjoy your life, Angela," Mabel snapped before hanging up. Angela tried calling back, but Mabel didn't pick up. Panic set in, her mind spinning. Fake documents? What is Tommy up to? She rushed to Michael's room and pushed the door open. "Michael, tell me again, what did you see Tommy doing last night?" Michael looked up, startled. "Why, Mom? I already told you. Tell me again," Angela demanded, her voice shaking. Michael frowned. "The first time, I saw him holding your hand, putting your finger in some small container. When I came back, he was placing something like a plaster on your thumb. He put it in a little leather bag. Then he tried to open your phone, and I asked him what he was doing. He said he needed to send something." Angela staggered back, her hand over her mouth. "You saw all this and didn't wake me up?" Michael looked defensive. "If I told you, would you have believed me?" Angela sat on the floor, her voice breaking. "Oh, God! What have I done?" She looked at Michael desperately. Last night, Tommy poured me a drink when I was in the shower. Did you wash the cups? Tommy washed them before he left, Michael replied casually. Angela froze. Tommy washed dishes? Since when does he ever clean anything? Her voice rose, panic taking over. What about the drink? It's still in the kitchen, Michael replied. Angela shook her head. No, it's useless. Whatever he did, it's in the glass he poured for me. How could I be so stupid? I don't remember signing anything, but what if I did? Her breathing grew rapid as her panic turned into desperation. I can't trust anyone. I don't know who to talk to. Michael sat beside her, concern in his voice. Mom, are you okay? Angela swallowed hard, forcing herself to focus. No, but I will be. Get ready. We're going to Uncle Kevin's house. He's the only one I can turn to right now. Hashtag. At Kevin's apartment. Kevin was lounging on the couch, enjoying his weekend, when a knock echoed through his small apartment. His roommate, Gerald, opened the door. Can I help you? Gerald asked, looking at Angela and Michael. Angela stepped forward. We're here to see Kevin. Kevin! Gerald called out. Kevin appeared in the hallway, looking surprised. Angela? Michael? Can we come in? Angela asked softly. Minutes later, they sat in Kevin's modest living room, the tension palpable. Angela explained everything, Tommy's suspicious behavior, Mabel's email, and her growing dread. Kevin, I need your help. Can you come with me to Mabel's house? She won't listen to me. Kevin's face darkened. Tommy again? I swear. He sighed. Okay, let's go. Hashtag. At Mabel's house. Mabel opened the door and smiled when she saw Michael. Hey, Mickey, what are you doing here? Michael grinned shyly. Can I come in? Mabel stepped aside to let him in, but when she looked up and saw Angela and Kevin, her smile vanished. Without a word, she slammed the door shut. Angela's voice cracked. Are you shutting the door on Michael? From inside, Mabel called, I don't want to hear your voice. Kevin laughed softly. Mabel, seriously? Did I offend you too? You're colluding with her now. Mabel shot back from inside. Let us in, Mab. We just need 2 minutes, Kevin said firmly. Angela pressed her forehead against the door. Mabel, please. I'm sorry. I deserve everything you want to say to me, but please hear me out. No response. Kevin added quietly, Tommy's planning to steal the company, Mabel. You helped build that company. Don't you want to stop him? Mabel's voice came through the door, bitter and sharp. She fired me because Tommy's good in bed. And now, while she's enjoying him, he's planning to take everything she has. Mabel, Michael's here. He doesn't need to hear that, Kevin said. I sent him to my room. I'm not that petty, Mabel muttered. At that moment, a car pulled up. Mabel's boyfriend, Andrew, stepped out, dressed in sportswear. Hey, babe, I'm home, he called. The door creaked open for Andrew, but Angela and Kevin slipped in behind him. Hey! Mabel snapped. I didn't let you two in. Angela smiled weakly through tears. You're still sweet when you're angry. Save it, Mabel said, crossing her arms. Andrew glanced at her. Mabel, hear them out. Angela rushed forward and hugged Mabel tightly, her tears spilling over. I'm so sorry, sister. I humiliated you. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I need your help to save what we built. Mabel pushed her back. You have 1 minute. Angela quickly explained everything, including the fingerprint incident and Mabel's email. I don't know if I signed the document, but I think Tommy's playing me. Mabel's eyes softened, but her tone stayed firm. Did you sign it? I don't know, Angela whispered, her voice cracking. Mabel sighed. This isn't the time to cry. We need a solution. Kevin added, we went to Tommy's place first, but everything was locked down. He changed the gate code. Then he played you, Mabel said. You need to pretend you don't know anything. Act normal until Monday. He'll make his next move, either to claim the company or try another trick. Angela wiped her tears. I'll fight. Over my dead body will Tommy take my company. Mabel smirked. The beast in you is waking up. I'll help, but don't even think about rehiring me yet. I won't be fired twice by husband and wife in 1 week. Kevin and Andrew burst out laughing. Mabel shook her head. It's not funny. I'm being serious. Angela nodded, her resolve hardening. I'm ready, Mabel. What do I do first? Mabel handed her a pen and paper. Start with the companies Tommy claims he manages. Offer them a 6-month bonus to review their contracts. If they're real, they'll jump on it. If they're fake, you'll know. Angela looked at her best friend. Thank you, Mabel. You're welcome. But I'm still mad, Mabel muttered. As Angela and Kevin drove home, Angela's phone buzzed. It was a message from Tommy. I have a surprise for you Monday. Don't miss it. Angela stared at the message, her hands tightening on the wheel. Tommy, what are you planning now? Kevin glanced at her. Whatever it is, we'll be ready Monday morning. The confrontation. Angela sat in her office, staring blankly at her laptop screen. The weekend had been long, filled with restless thoughts and countless questions. The clock ticked toward 10 a.m. when her office door swung open. It was Tommy, dressed sharply in a tailored suit, his usual smug smile plastered across his face. "Good morning, my love," he said, striding in confidently and placing a thick document on her desk. "Everything is ready. We did it." Angela blinked, pulling herself together. "What are you talking about?" Tommy's grin widened. "The deal. The contract with the investors. This is the final paperwork. It's official, Angela. We've secured the future of the company." Angela frowned, her voice steady. "I didn't sign anything. Tommy, I told you I'd look into it today at work. This is the first time I'm seeing this document." Tommy's eyes narrowed, but his voice remained calm. "Angela, sweetheart, you did sign it. That night, after we celebrated. Don't you remember?" Angela's heart sank as her suspicion turned to certainty. "So this is what it was all about?" Her voice quivered, anger bubbling beneath the surface. "That's why you drugged me?" Tommy's expression hardened instantly. "What are you talking about? Drugged? You're being ridiculous." Angela shot up from her chair, snatching the document off the desk. "Don't lie to me, Tommy. I know what I felt that night, and I know what Michael saw you doing." Tommy scoffed, his tone dismissive. "Listen to yourself. You're accusing me after everything I've done for you and this company? For us." Angela's hands shook as she flipped open the document. "Let's see what I apparently signed in my celebration haze. Shall we?" She scanned the pages quickly, her eyes narrowing as she reached the clause that made her blood run cold. 60%? Tommy, 60% of the company's operations will be handed to this ghost company? Who are they? Tommy smirked and folded his arms. "It's a restructuring, Angela. A necessary adjustment to maximize our growth. I'm leading you in the right direction, but you're too emotional to see it." Angela's voice broke as she slammed the papers onto the desk. "You're unbelievable. You think you can manipulate me like this? Betray me? After everything?" Tommy's tone sharpened, dropping the faux charm. "I did nothing wrong. You're the one who always trusts too much. I took action to make sure you succeeded. We succeeded. If you'd just listened to me, instead of acting like a child, you'd see that this is what's best for you." Angela stepped closer, her voice trembling with rage. "What's best for me? What's best for me is trusting the people I love, Tommy. And you played me. You drugged me. You used me. Was that all I ever was to you? A pawn for your ambitions?" Tommy's eyes darkened, his calm mask slipping. "I did this because I love you, Angela. You wouldn't have achieved this on your own without my help. You need me. This deal ensures the company's success and keeps us on top." Angela's laugh was cold, broken. "You call this love? Manipulating me into signing away my life's work?" Tommy took a step toward her, his voice low and menacing. "Enjoy your little moment on that chair, Angela. But don't forget, when the dust settles, the board will see reason. They'll send someone else to run things. You'll thank me one day." "Get out," Angela hissed, her chest rising and falling with the weight of her anger. "Get out of my office." The door creaked open, and Kevin stepped inside. He froze, taking in the tense atmosphere, his eyes darting between Tommy's smug expression and Angela's trembling form. "What's going on here?" Tommy turned to Kevin, his voice dripping with disdain. "Stay out of this, boy. You won't be around here for long either." He glanced back at Angela, his final words venomous. "Good luck cleaning up this mess, Angela. You'll need it." Tommy turned and strode out, slamming the door behind him. The moment the door clicked shut, Angela's legs gave out, and she collapsed onto the floor. The tears she'd been holding back poured freely now, her sobs echoing in the silent office. Kevin rushed over, kneeling beside her. "Angela! Angela, look at me. It's okay. We'll fix this." Angela clutched his arm tightly, tears streaming down her face. "Kevin, what have I done? He's taking everything away from me." Kevin's jaw clenched as he looked toward the door where Tommy had disappeared. "No, he won't. I won't let him. We'll figure this out, Angela. I promise you, we'll get your company back." Angela looked up at him, her eyes filled with despair and faint hope. "How?" "He's 2 steps ahead of us already." Kevin's face was set with determination. "Then we'll take 3 steps ahead of him." "He